Hi everyone and welcome to part 2 of Elliot putting him back together. So you join me here. This is the back gear of the pillar drill. So I need to get these two big gears assembled along with the spindle or the gear shaft for the top. It's got to go inside that. And this will have to be, I guess this was pressed on originally, but I am going to have to pretty much hammer this on. I've got to make sure that that keyway slides into the keyway in the tooth as well, which kind of isn't going to be easy because that's as far in as that will go there. Hold up the back gear so that'll go in there. So all the bearings inside of there are in that oil bath, but these will have to be re-greased on the top here. So I'll have to pack them with grease. The next thing to go in is the other half of the back gear, which goes in that way. Yeah, I've got a bit of a problem here guys, because that gear is meant to sit inside a bearing there, in there. It's not seating on the bearing in the bottom. It does not sit up there like that, I don't think. About 3 hours later guys here, I had to take just everything out again, the oil seals, the bearings, the shafts, everything. Because something just wasn't seating right. I don't know what that was, because I've just assembled it exactly how I did before and everything is spot on now. So I don't know, something somehow moved, I just don't know, but everything's right now, sweet. The dog gear just slides it up and down really nice. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that slides up and down and just engages with that top. There's the back gear lever on these. It's the same with a lot of pillar drills. You should never engage or disengage that back gear whilst the drill is running, because what it does, you can hear that, that's the dog gear, and what it does, it just smashes into that. And there's been some damage on that gear in the past. Someone's obviously been doing that, and there was some welding been done on that and smoothed out again, obviously been put on a lathe and turned back to square, because the edges of where the dog gear engages was really chewed up badly. So yeah. So I've fitted the spindle or the quill back in. That's where your chuck goes on there. That's ready to take the handle, the big spider handle, and I'm just putting the depth gear, the depth stop on, sorry. I would say that's right. Yes sir, Bob. I really only wanted to get that spindle and the quill in because all the rest of these bits and bobs can be put back on once it's on the thing, and it's already quite a lump of weight. So I certainly don't need it getting any heavier. So I think that's what I will do. I think I will try and get it back onto the body. I've got my ramp set up. So, see if we can get the lump on. Oh, that is some weight. Before that big spindle ran right through the head and was poking through the top some way, so the whole drill head was lower. Now I'm going to lift it up approximately 3.5 4 inches so that it's just going to be in a better position for drilling. That's why I'd locked this little table here to stop the thing dropping to the table basically. So I'll get that locked up in place now. There's a series of holes in the collar of that which this grub screw drives through. There's one. Seems such a big spring, doesn't it, for just so little travel. But it is what it is. Right. And that is this little arrangement which sits in there. But first I am going to I'm just going to tidy up this gasket before I fit it. And that is the handle that lifts the back gear up and down. Two chances. This drill would have had a forward and reverse switch on there, like a little dual switch, but over the years someone's replaced it with that, so that is what we will be using. I carried on yesterday, guys. I mean, basically everything was done. I just painted the motor off camera. Just give it a quick spray of black paint. So it's been sitting in oil all night, and we have no oil leaks there. We have no oil leaks from that spindle, and we have no oil at all down the quill. This is where the oil used to run down here. It used to pool up around this and then gradually run down, and it would end up all over the table. There was also quite a bad leak from that shaft and from around this casing, which just kind of used to drip off the back there onto the bed of onto the table. It just got sick of wiping oil up, I really did. But it's we're all good. When it came to put this drill has always had a bit of a problem with the chuck having just an ever so slight wobble on it, and I'd hoped that by stripping this and putting it all back together I would get rid of this wobble. However, when I turned this on for the first time yesterday, there was still a wobble, and I've got several chucks, I think 5 or 6 different chucks, and I tried them all on. They all had the same wobble, which was about 10-15 thousandths, so the drills were wiggling. I stripped the quill out again and I put it on the surface table. I put it onto the lathe. I turned it on the lathe, put the dial gauge in, and there's only kind of 2 to 3 thousandths of an inch run out on the actual spindle, so it wasn't that. So after further investigation I figured out what it was. Okay, can you see in there, that's where the Morse taper, it's an MT2, that's where it slides up inside the spindle. Can you see how mullered that is? That's really been abused over the years. And can you see the top of the tape of the MT2 taper? It's got that flat on it. I discovered what had happened was that the inside of that was quite badly deformed. Well, it was deformed a little bit. I don't know what the hell they've been doing in there. But what was happening was the MT2 wasn't actually seating snugly inside the taper because there was a bulge on the inside of that slot. So I took a file and I filed out both sides of the slot, put the drill in, and it's just dead right now. So I'm quite pleased with sussing that out, and that's what the problem was. Yeah, the flat was just hitting that. It wasn't seating and it was causing the chuck to wobble. I can give you a bit of drilling porn now. That's an 8mm twist drill. Better if I plugged it in. You can see that Elliot is a little bit higher than Meddings now, probably 6-7 inches higher. I mean, it's a good working height as is. However, I've left allowance on the little table I made to cut a good 4 to 5 inches off the bottom of those legs. As you can see, the 4 rails there, they're just for 2 drawers I'm going to slide in, 2 nice deep drawers to put a lot of the tooling in. It will still function with a good 6 inches taken off the bottom. My only problem is, how do I lift Elliot up to get the table out to cut the bottom off? Well, I didn't go too overboard on the finishing. I took everything down to clean. I repainted everything just like I did on the Passera. I didn't go to all the effort that I went to on the Myford and to a degree on the Boxford. So, but it, you know, they're good, they're fine, they look well. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my patrons for the support, and I'll see you soon, guys, when I'll be sorting out the Centec, probably getting the DROs fitted on that and the new motor put on. I have to send for a pulley because that shaft is slightly bigger on that motor than the motor that is on it, which is dying. Bye for now.